Hello Manchester United fans, welcome back to the Manchester Evening News. I'm Sam Hutchison and this is your preview for Man United versus Wolves. Behind me you can see the Jimmy Murphy statue which was unveiled last week. A full video of that unveiling if you want to see the speeches and the actual unveiling of the statue is live now on our channel. But let's get straight into it. As for team news, Alejandro Garnacho will hopefully be back. Fingers crossed he's back, because Man United have really lacked some cutting edge in recent weeks. It looks like everybody else that was missing is still missing. So no Lisandro Martinez, no Rafael Varane, and definitely no Donny van de Beek. Martinez and Varane, probably Manchester United's, where Manchester United have been strongest this season, they're probably a real cause of that. But Shaw and Lindelof have actually done a really good, decent job in recent weeks, and I think they probably deserve to start again. As for Garnacho, Man United have really lacked that cutting edge, and Garnacho coming back in will really be a benefit, just a positive to the entire squad. Rashford should be able to move up front if Garnacho comes in, with Anthony on the right, and I would say that's probably what Man United need. A bit of direction, a bit of youthful sort of skill, pace, especially against what is a good Wolves defence. As for Wolves, like I just said, their defence is probably the strongest area of their team. They can't really score any goals, that's why they are where they are in the table. Their defence has actually been quite strong, especially under Lopetegui. Since he came in, he's really improved that side, and he's really made that defence a lot better, which was really what they were crying out for. In terms of danger men for Wolves, who you should be looking out for, Diego Costa, he's a bit past his best now, but he's always a threat. He's always causing issues for defenders, always causing issues for sort of occupying good defenders. I mean, I'm sure you remember when he was at Chelsea, he used to just bully defenders all day long, and he wouldn't even play that well. He'd just get in the faces of defenders and they'd end up getting red cards, and he'd end up just seeing out the game, not really doing much or scoring a goal. And he's still capable of that. You don't lose that with age. And whilst his footballing ability is not quite there anymore, his skill at winding people up and getting in the faces is still there. And he could be a real threat, especially against this makeshift Man United defence that we're likely to see yet again. I also think Adama Traore is a complete anomaly. I don't know really what his strengths are. He's so fast. He just hasn't got any end product. But sometimes, like against City a couple of years ago, he moved into the striker role in the second half and was absolutely phenomenal, causing issues for their defence, and it meant Wolves walked away from the Etihad with a win. And I think, he's a real anomaly in that sort of sense. He's always a danger, and you always have to keep looking out for him. Wing-backs are where Wolves are quite strong as well. Ait-Nouri on the left has really been Wolves' best player this season. And, on the right, Anthony doesn't really do any defensive work for Man United. So, sort of, Dalot or Wan-Bissaka is going to have to deal with probably a left winger and a left wing back. So, they do have the potential to hurt Man United, Wolves do, but I just can't see it happening. I think Man United's home form is just so good that Man United should really walk away from this with a win. So for Manchester United, I really hope we see Garnacho start. Weghorst and Marshall were both rubbish last week in what was one of Man United's worst weeks of the season. It probably was Man United's worst week of the season. It was really depressing. And I hope Marshall and Weghorst don't start again. I really can't see them slotting into this side. I think probably both their careers at Manchester United are over. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I just can't see either of them really staying for much longer, especially under Erik ten Hag. I do think Rashford should probably start up front with Anthony on the right and Garnacho on the left, like I said. But I just don't know. I think Ten Hag might end up starting Weghorst again, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. The man works hard. He clearly wants to be at Man United. I'm just not sure he's up to the quality. Martial just doesn't really move enough. He doesn't do enough. So it's going to have to be, I really hope Garnacho's fit enough to start. As for midfield, Eriksen, Casemiro and Fernandes, we've always sort of assumed were Man United's best midfield, first choice midfield, if they could choose any. And last week, I think they were really exposed. Eriksen just didn't really put in a good performance against Brighton or West Ham. Casemiro, we know how good he can be. and we just didn't see it last week. And Fernandes is always putting in the effort, and Fernandes is Fernandes, man. Fernandes will always play well if Man United play well, and he always has the potential to play well. He's always popping up in the right positions. He's a great player. I would like to see Sabitzer come in for Eriksen, I think. Casemiro, Sabitzer, Fernandes, and sort of both of Sabitzer and Fernandes pushing on a little bit more, but both sort of dropping back. Neither being the more attacking option. Casemiro definitely being that holding midfielder, and then Fernandes and Sabitzer sort of both allowing each other to roam. Both of their best qualities are the same thing. So arriving late in the box, making those sort of bursting runs through defences and adding that extra layer to an attack. And I hope we see both of them do it, as it would really confuse Wolves, as Wolves only play 2 midfielders in a 5-back or 3 midfielders in a 4-3-3. And it's up in the air what Lopetegui's going to go for. As for defence, I think Malacia will probably start at left-back, and I think I'd start Dalot at right-back. It's been rumoured Man United are looking for a new right-back, and I guess that'll be a sort of rotation option with Dalot, and Wan-Bissaka will leave the club. However, Dalot is the more sellable asset of the two, and Dalot's sort of there's rumoured to be interest in Dalot from across Europe. So we'll have to wait till summer to see what Erik ten Hag really does with his defence. And then, so as for a score prediction, team prediction, that sort of thing, I think David De Gea will start again in net. He had a poor week last week, but this is when he's performed best for Manchester United, is after he's had a couple of poor performances. At right back, Dalot. Centre half will be Lindelof and Shaw. They've actually been both quite good as a partnership recently. I do think both of them will start again, and I do think both of them will be quite solid again. Left back, I'd go for Malacia. Defensive midfield, Casemiro, Sabitzer, Fernandes in midfield. And then in attack, Antony, Rashford and Garnacho, hopefully, on the left wing. Sancho can come off the bench to make a couple of issues. Eriksen can come off the bench if the midfield battle is being lost again, which it was at the weekend, which is why I wanted to change a little bit. But score prediction, I think 2-0 Man United, Rashford and Antony goals. Let us know what you think in the comments. Would you start anyone that I haven't suggested? Or do you agree with my starting 11? Make sure to check out the Manchester is Red podcast. We did a podcast on Monday and there'll be another one on Friday. So make sure you go and listen to that. And talk to you next time.